plumber has determined the leak is on the hot water side. He shut that valve off, and with the main water still running, we had to cut that whole chunk out. All the insulation is soaked and moldy, so I'm gonna have a big hole in the wall, and he's just gonna cut the line and run a whole nother piece of pipe rather than tear the whole wall up to find out exactly where it's leaking. But it's actually leaking somewhere in the hot water side and running down the pipe. And I was right, it's just a slow leak, it's not a terrible leak. Although I'm seeing water right there, but that could be running down the, yeah, that whole pipe is wet. So I'm gonna leave that out. I'll spray bleach in there and kill off all the mold. I'll re-insulate it with rock wool. He's out getting some stuff in the truck. I just wanted to film this while he's got his light in here. Look at all that nasty. Took me a while to figure out how to get the dryer out. It's narrower this way. Let me see this. It's narrower this way. It's 27 inches. Whereas from here to the back, because of that hump sticking out the back, you have to turn it. So there you go. That's how far we've gotten so far. The water on the house is still on, but we can't hear the leak with the hot water to the valve to the hot water heater, which is up there. That's shut off, and it sounded like the leak stopped. So, all right, we're back. And while I had the thing out, I actually cleaned off some of the gunk. Progress. Well, as you can see, the floor is already drying out. But it's still good and wet in there. The leak was somewhere up in there, and it was just running down inside the wall. And so, rather than cut the whole wall out, he just cut the pipe off. That was on the hot water coming out of from the hot water off down here where it goes over to the dryer. And you're probably not going to be able to see it, but in there is where the hot water shut off were. And I thought I had a problem with the hot water thing, and I said, while you're here, can you see what the deal is with that? I can't seem to shut it off. It was already shut off. I washed the cold water, so I turned the hot water off a long time ago. But anyways, there was the fix. He took it all the way down to there and just replaced the copper pipe with that PEX stuff. And he said, I don't have any problem spraying bleach on it, so I got a box fan in here right now blowing, and we'll just let it blow until that all dries out. Because you can see, now let me get a flashlight, hang on a second. You can see that even the wood in there is it's good and wet. It was all dripping down that wall, so all that cement particle board or whatever that stuff is they put behind the brick is all wet, but it's drying out too. It's drying out pretty quick. I'll make sure that none of that wood is rotted. And one of the things when we come in to do plumbing stuff inside the walls, we cut holes in the wall, and then it's up to you to repair the wall. So I will, instead of putting wallboard back up there, I'll just cut a piece of plywood and stick that up there and screw it into the studs. And then if we ever have to get back into the plumbing, instead of having to cut another hole through the wallboard, because that right there is the main water line. So you got that comes up, goes over, that's the cold line to the washer, and that goes up and into the hot water heater, and then back out, and then back down, and back over to the washer. And then there's another line that comes in underneath the kitchen sink that feeds the kitchen and the bathrooms. Both bathrooms and the kitchen are back to back. So we're going to sit here and let this dry completely out. You can see where the floor is already starting to dry. He cleaned up all the fiberglass was just all, you can see how nasty that is up there. I'm not going to rip all that fiberglass out, but where that insulation was at, I'll just let it dry and dry and dry. I'll run this fan for a couple of days, let all that dry out, and then I'll put some rock wall back in there and cut a piece of plywood and put over it. So there you go. We don't seem to have any kind of leaks in here anymore. And in fact, I didn't have to shut off the main water to the house. He did all that repair work with just the hot water valve to the hot water heater shut off. You know who couldn't be a part of it. She had to stay back in the bedroom. Okay. I will have to put the dryer back, but I'll wait on that for a couple of days until everything dries out before I put it back. I just have to make sure that, as you can see, the hose to the outside wide open. I have to make sure I don't get any mouses. I haven't seen any mice outside, only moles. So anyways, we're all done. Now it's time to get back on schedule. Of course, it's supposed to rain like hell here in a little while, so I guess there's not going to be any walk today. I'll go do grocery shopping instead. Y'all have a great day. Bye.